Hey guys, BaoZakeruga here, Generation 7 of Pokemon. It's been out for a while now, and I think I spent enough time with these games and these new Pokemon to decide which are my favorites. So yes, today I'm giving you my top 10 new Pokemon from Generation 7. Alolan Pokemon are not eligible since they are technically just forms of Gen 1 Pokemon, and Ultra Beasts are eligible, so you might see some of them on this list. But with that intro out the way, let's begin right about now. Enjoy. There's plenty of dragon Pokemon, some look ferocious, some look elegant, and then there's Drampa, the Grandpa Dragon. I think it's a cross between goofy looking and cool, but I still really like it nonetheless. Honestly, it looks like something out of a Saturday morning cartoon, which is a big plus in my books. His Pokédex entry says it loves children and will even fly into a rage if a child it likes is harmed. So Drampa is like that gentle grandpa that used to be a badass back in the day. Top it all off with a pretty diverse move pool, and Drampa is not only one of my favorite new Pokemon, but one of my favorites to use in battle. I always like spider Pokemon, always love Spinarak and Ariados, and Galvantula is one of my favorite Gen 5 Pokemon. Araquanid continues this trend, although I have to say out of all the spider Pokemon we have so far, is by far the most terrifying, at least appearance wise. The Moon Pokédex makes note of this, saying that despite its scary look, it cares for others, even go as far as to let a weak, injured Pokemon take refuge in its bubble. What a nice Pokemon, right? Well, it would be if not for the Sun Pokédex entry. It delivers headbutts with a water bubble on its head. Small Pokemon get sucked into the bubble where they drown. Yes, it has a nice heart, but Araquanid will not hesitate to drown you. Definitely one of the best new designs for a Pokemon in my opinion. Araquanid just might rival Galvantula from the spot for my favorite Arachnid. One of the things I was looking forward to most in Gen 7 was new type combinations, and Salandit did not disappoint. A poison and fire type just sounds cool on paper, and a poisonous lizard that ejects fire is the perfect fit for that. You might be questioning why I picked Salandit and not its evolution Salazzle for this spot. Well, I simply prefer the design of Salandit. Honestly, while I like Salazzle overall, just something about its design rubs me the wrong way. With their facial expressions, Salandit always look like they're up to something or plotting some secret scheme. I love it, and it makes an already awesome Pokemon more memorable. Also, here's some life advice for all of you watching. Never, and I mean never, Google shiny Salazzle. Just don't do it, man. Don't do it. When going from stage 2 to stage 3 for a starter Pokemon, it's usually easy to take some type of educated guess as to where Game Freak is going with the design. But I must say that Gen 7 has had the most out of left field final stages out of any Pokemon generation to date. And the most interesting and random one for me is Decidueye. Not only in terms of design, but typing as well. Did anyone see Rowlet turning into a ghost type for his final stage, or Dartrix turning into this? Now obviously I like Decidueye since it's on this list, but the fact remains that it's most certainly not what I was expecting. But some surprises are a good thing. Decidueye gives off the impression of being calm and mysterious, a hardened hunter if you will. At least that's the vibe I get from it. It's not quite my favorite final stage grass starter, Torterra still holds that spot, but it comes pretty close. I haven't gotten a chance to use the Decidueye to its full potential yet however, as I'm waiting to hatch a shiny one. Which as of this video is over 1,000 eggs and counting in my attempts to get one. Every new Pokemon generation has designs that range from cool, cute, to even often just plain weird. And sometimes there's a Pokemon that's designed is just so silly that it's actually awesome. For 7th generation, that's Crabrawler. Literally from the moment I saw one of these, I knew I had to have one for myself. It's a crab with a cartoony black eye and pompadour, as holding up his fists like an old-fashioned brawler. Whoever originally came up with the concept for this magnificent creature at Game Freak deserves a pay raise. I wish his evolution would have kept the basic design that Crabrawler has, but it doesn't detract from the awesomeness of Crabrawler itself. Nothing else to really say here. There's always at least one new Pokemon every generation that just blows me away the first time I see it. I don't mean in the sense that I simply like it like Crabrawler, but more so that my life won't be complete until I track one down and catch it for myself. This generation, that was Golisopod. When Guzma sent his out the first time I battled him, simply put, I was not ready. After the battle, I literally asked everyone in my Twitch stream how I could get one, and I immediately set out to do just that. My Golisopod almost never left my team for the rest of my playthrough. And keep in mind that I was rotating my team out on a normal basis. I always had a soft spot for Pokemon that go through a massive transformation for the better when evolving like Magikarp. And Golisopod fits right in that category, going from the cowardly Wimpod to this badass 6-armed bug of destruction. Oh, and it meditates. Yes, the Pokédex mentions that too. Just bonus cool points. Every generation has a Pikachu clone, an electric rodent that's basically the new Pikachu. This generation has one of those, but that's not who this entry is about. This entry is actually about another Pokemon related to Pikachu, Mimikyu. For those that might be seeing Mimikyu for the first time, it's actually wearing a costume in the shape of Pikachu. Why, you ask? Well, people love Pikachu. They just do. It's like one of the unwritten laws of the universe. And Mimikyu wants people to love it, so it tries to make itself look like Pikachu. Apparently, its true appearance is so terrifying that a researcher that looked under its disguise died from the shock.
Once there was an ugly barnacle. He was so ugly that everyone died. The end.
But this little story really resonated with me. This lonely little Pokemon just wants a friend and to be loved, so it went as far as to change its appearance just so people would give it affection. How can you not just want to pick it up and hug it? Seriously, I love the fact Game Freak went as far as to give this Pokemon an actual backstory, fit with his own music video asking people to be his friend. All of this helped make Mimikyu memorable and even more interesting than the average Pokemon. I'd happily befriend you, Mimikyu. Many of you know that I went to this generation completely blind, so all the new Pokemon were surprises for me when they eventually popped up. The very first big surprise was after I rescued Nebby from the flock of Spearow on the bridge, and some tribal totem bird thing saved my character and Nebby from falling into the sea. This tribal totem bird thing is of course Tapu Koko, garden deity of Melee Island. I think Nebby's face says it all as to what my thoughts on these events were. I wanted to catch it for myself so bad. Everything about Tapu Koko just oozed cool for me. His tribal appearance, the way it bounced up and down like a fighting game character, heck, even its name. Meeting Tapu Koko the way you do is a great way to get introduced to the Alola region. It made me excited to see what other new Pokemon were waiting for me during the next 30 or so hours. It was truly a hype moment, and I'll never forget Tapu Koko and his awesome entrance. A lot of fans hate Pokemon based off inanimate objects, but more often than not, I tend to really like them. Trevenant, Magnemite, Klefki, all Pokemon that fit this category that I really like. But Gen 7 made me finally realize something about myself. I have a weird thing for possessed inanimate objects. I couldn't pick one over the other, so I'm giving the number 2 spot to both Sandygast and Palossand. It's kinda hard to give a specific reason as to why I like these little guys so much. I think they're cool, I find them very cute in my own little weird way. They have awesome Pokédex entries and the fact they possess humans into building them up in size, and they both played a big part in my team and my son playthrough. I guess they're just great from every aspect for me. There's nothing really else for me to say on this one, I just really like these two. Oh, and their shiny forms are sexy. So we finally arrive at number 1. But you know what? This Pokemon may not only be my favorite Gen 7 Pokemon, but I think it's a serious contender for my favorite Pokemon of all time. That's right, Metagross, you've been put on notice. Number 1 is none other than Buzzwole. The only Ultra Beast to make the list, Buzzwole indeed might be my favorite Pokemon ever. If you even need a reason as to why, then shame on you. Look at this rugged embodiment of hot-blooded manliness. If you hit Buzzwole, it flexes on you. If you knock out Buzzwole, it flexes on you. If you look at Buzzwole, it flexes on you. Generation 7 has been great for bug types, and Buzzwole is the apex of them all. Perfect design, dangerous in battle, and the manliest Pokemon ever. I'd be crazy not to place Buzzwole in the number 1 spot. So there you have it, my favorite Pokemon from Generation 7. What are your favorite Pokemon from this new generation? Let me know down in the comments. I really want to know. And keep in mind that this list might be different from like a year now. Maybe Buzzwole won't be number 1. Maybe it'll be Mimikyu. Who knows? But as of right now, these are my top 10 favorite Pokemon from Generation 7. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, have a great day.